Okay, welcome to the Basics Training Edition program. My name is Harry Kerr, and I am very excited to share these games and activities with you. For the past 22 years, I've been classroom teacher or math coach, and I've worked with students from kindergarten up through 8th grade. And one of the things that I have found is that there are many 6th, 7th, and 8th graders who are still counting on their fingers when they are doing addition problems. And I believe that that's due to the fact of the way that we teach it to them. The reason they use their fingers is because it works. But of course, we know that there are many problems in addition that we would rather that they could do by logic or understanding rather than using their fingers. So what I'm going to do is introduce activities that will show you how to help students to be able to add without ever using their fingers. And it'll almost be like a habit that they'll never start to use and will prevent it before it even begins. Basically, what you'll be receiving is two parts. You'll be receiving a 3-ring binder, and then you'll be receiving a shrink-wrapped packet of materials. They are 3-hole punched so that you can put them in the binder, but then you can remove them and make photocopies for your class. The district has purchased the right for you to make as many copies as you need for your classroom. So you take it out, you make the copies, and then you can keep your copy in the binder. Now, the way that the binder is set up is that the materials come in 9 chapters. And what I'm going to do with you first is give you an overview of the basic core materials. Basically, there are 5 addition fact families. In your packet, they will be chapters 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And what I'm going to do is just go through an overview and show you the types of activities. The rest of the videos will actually go through and I'll do each family one at a time and show you specifically how to play the games, give you ideas for students that are having any trouble or difficulties, and we'll talk about ways to help them be successful. Some of the materials you'll be able to consume, use a pencil and fill some things in, but most of the games, which you could do, which is much easier, is slide it inside a sheet protector, and then the students can use markers to play the games, and at the end, they can just wipe it off and erase. You can save the sheets and use them not only week after week, but literally year after year. So if you keep them on yourself, you can break out these games at any point during the rest of the year. What I'm going to do is go through a sample chapter and just give you an idea of some of the activities that we're going to be doing. Chapter 2, the first fact family is called 10 Friends. These are all the facts that add up to 10, which we know are 1 and 9, 2 plus 8, 3 plus 7, 4 plus 6, and so on. That's a family that we need students to know. So each chapter is going to have the same things. This first page, I'm just going to give you a quick reminder, is from the handouts that I passed out last year at the workshops. Basically, I gave you these templates which you could cut out, if you remember, and they can be taped or stapled onto some sentence strips. And basically, it gives you a set of cards that have the problem. Like this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 white and 1 black. That's where the fact 9 plus 1 equals 10 comes from. And it has all the different facts of the family. When introducing, you might want to put these out on a table, have the students gather around, and you can show them the entire family at one time. In the packet of materials, what you're going to get is every chapter is set up the exact same way. So this chapter is about addition fact family number 1, the 10 friends. And basically, it has the cubes here, and then it says blank white cubes plus blank black cubes is blank total cubes. So basically, the kids will just count. You'll count with them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They'll write 9 white cubes plus 1 black cube equals 10 total cubes, and that's where 9 plus 1 equals 10 comes from. And basically what they'll do is you'll go through this template and help them see where these facts come from. It always has 2 sides. This is the front, and this is the back. It continues with the facts, and then it has some practice down here at the bottom so they can start practicing. After that, in every chapter, the next thing you'll always have are mix and match puzzles. And the idea is basically it's just going to be match the problem to the answer, and it'll give the students some practice. I'll go through these in much more detail later, but That's the second thing that you'll do. This one is a matched or puzzle. The only thing is, like this one, 3 plus what number is 10? The answer is 7. But the letters are scrambled over here, so you'd have to look around, and up there it is. It's the second one. We'll talk about that activity later. The next game that they'll play is Faxter, and Faxter is basically designed to try to get 4 in a row. But in order to get 4 in a row, they'll be practicing with those same family of facts. That's the whole idea of the program, is the kids say the same facts and play so many games with the same facts over and over until they sort of just know them by accident. They don't even have to try to learn them. They'll learn them in the process of playing the games. The next game is called the Shipster game. It's based off of Battleship that we used to play when we were children. And the idea was someone else had ships in their game and you were trying to sink theirs before they sank ours. And we'll play a game again using the same exact facts the students will play. This is one of their favorites that they play. Next in every chapter are some do-nows. There are do-nows like these that just focused on 10 friends. And then there are other ones that have some review items. There's more do-nows. They can be done either as classwork or homework. I'll go through all of that in detail. And then last but not least, they'll play the Take 10 game, which uses those cards that I gave you last year, and I'm sure we can get you more copies if you don't have them. And that allows the students to play a game of mixing and matching these cards. Every chapter is set up the exact same way. I'm going to jump back to the beginning. Every chapter begins with a chapter page. Then these are the cards that you were given last year, which we can get you more if you need them. Then within each chapter, it always starts with a discovery template, helps them find the facts, and there's 2 sides to that, a front and a back. Then they always play 2 matching games. This is the first one, and this is the second one. Then we move on to the Faxter game, which is 4 in a row. Then we play the Sink the Ship game. Then we can do our do-nows, which can either be written or oral, and they can be done as a class or individually. Lots of those. And then we have the Take 10 game that they can play later. Future videos, I'll go through every one of these activities and explain them step by step. I'll play the games. I'll show you each step that the students will go and give you an idea of how the students play and how they're expected to learn over time. So for now, that's going to be our overview, and now there's going to be an overview part 2 that will actually play a few of the games so you can see how they work. Thanks.